Don't forget to press the subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all our videos. Okay, so let's look at the features which we will be having in this application first of all. So the feature will be sign up, sign in. For that we will be using Firebase Authentication. Firebase Authentication, we should be able to add a post. So we'll use a Firebase real-time database. For deleting a post, we will be using the same thing like database. From the database, we just should be able to remove it. And to add an image, we'll be using the Firebase storage. Okay, so getting back to our application where we were, I think that we will have to do the API calls now, and for that we should have Firebase npm package. So if you want to interact with Firebase, you need this npm package, which is Firebase npm, and it's this one. Okay, so as just because I'm using yarn, I'll use the yarn add. So yarn add Firebase save. So it's local to this package, to this folder. And let's see how are we going to use it. So you can see here we can use the following functionalities: Firebase real-time databases. You can even use Cloud Firestore, which is a really good platform. So these two are the databases, and Firestore is a new one which gives you additional functionalities and features, and this was the old one, real-time database. So this is storage, which is just about saving file images or things like that. Firebase authentication is something which we will be using. Okay, so you will need this API key, and you can get that from the Firebase from here. Let's do that. So if I create a database, I did already, but if I don't store anything, it's just gonna go away. Okay, so by the time this is loaded as well, so let's do this. Try connecting to Firebase. Okay, Firebase.js. I'll have a file called Firebase, and in this one, what I'll do is import Firebase from Firebase. Okay, and I'll have, let's see. Okay, I can do this. Firebase initialize the application, and inside of this I'll need the credential. So it's this credential. So let's see how we can get that credential, and you can go here, settings, and there's no app right now, so you'll have to create an app which is Firebase clone. It should be unique. So okay, we are registering the application and we'll get the object at this point. Okay, so we have the Firebase config at this place, and alright, so I'll just have this here and Firebase config, and what I'll do here is export const app, and this will be Firebase app. I'll just name it Firebase app, and this should work. And let's do one thing. We'll even try to, so at this point this is already configured, our Firebase application, so this is done. So let's try creating something in our database. So how are we gonna do that? So we have this as test mode, and or you can just check this URL, database URL. So we have it configured. It's the same thing as this one, And what we will do is we'll try to create a new object here. So it will be something called users or something. Let's try to let me add that users, and the value will be empty initially. So let's see. Okay, as you can see, users is empty here. What I'll do is export constant user reference. So this is just a reference to this object. So how can we do that? It's going to be something like this. The Firebase app dot database database dot reference users. So this is correct, and we will try to import it here, and we'll have to use effect. Okay, use effect first function, and I'll have empty array. So here what I'll do is I'll import user ref from Firebase, and user ref dot I'll do set, and it's gonna be email, let's say double@gmail.com, password 123456789. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what happens. But one thing is I'll have to create a function for this. So, or I can just keep it as it is. Okay, so let's see what happens at this point. Okay. Right, so did this run or not? I think it didn't, so I'll have to create a function and have to initiate it. Okay, so constant, not here, but it's supposed to be inside of use effect. So I'll just use function and call function. I'll use this ref inside of this and call function. It's one, so see, we have this thing here. Okay, so this is working and we have the connection with our database, and this is just because we are the set operator. There are like bunch of different methods. So set is something which will replace it. We will be using push. So push is something which keeps adding to our database. So let's see that. How are we going to do that? So how can we do that? So push, and let's say test, and I'll do the same thing. So this will have a new key, and in this key there will be email and password. So if I remove this, let me go ahead and remove email and remove password and keep doing the same thing again. So I'll have a list of emails like this and their passwords, and it's really easy to find by ID. So what are we going to do here is we will first of all enable the sign-in method. So there are a bunch of sign-in methods. One is by email password, which is a popular one. Other one is Google, Facebook, GitHub. There are like a bunch of them, you can do it. But for this application we will be using email password, so let me enable that. And okay, it's enabled. So now the thing is, how are we going to use it? So there are Firebase authentication trigger authentication with Firebase, so we can Getting started with authentication. Okay. There are like three popular methods to do this. One is create or sign in. First of all, this is about sign in existing users, sign up for new users, and the third one is to check if the user is already logged in. So what happens is if I refresh the screen, my previous user, if I was logged in with my account, I shouldn't be logged out. So that's how it is with Facebook, right? If I refresh, I don't go out of my account. So it's going to be the same thing here, and we will have this. We should be having this in the parent component, which is the app component in this app.js. And we can have sign in, sign up as triggers inside of our different components. Okay, so first of all, let me um, adjust my files. So I'll have a new folder called components. In this components, I will have sign in. Let's do that. Uh, but let's do another thing which is really important. So before we do any of this, let's try and create all the calls, all the API calls to the databases. Not the actually, it's not an API call because this Firebase is a serverless structure. So we won't be doing any API calls, but we can have the feature to add directly something into the database by doing some validations, and uh, we can do validations and permissions. So let's create all the APIs at this point. It's not the API but the database interactions. So I'll just name it API, and in this one I'll have one folder which is signin.js, which is exclusively for sign in, sign out.js. Then what we need is add post. So this will be responsible just to add the post. Another one will be delete, or maybe we can have the get posts. So there will get posts JS. Okay, what else do we need here? Sign in, sign up, add post, delete. We can do that later, and even like one. We'll see if we have enough time. Okay, search is something which we might need, so I'll have search users JS, but the most important thing is the sign in, sign out. Okay, so these things are in place, and for the sign in thing we can start working, or even one more thing, sign up, sign up.js. Okay, so we have the things in place at the point, and okay, let's create the sign up first. So import, I'll import the fire, which one was that? Firebase app from Firebase. Okay, and so in this case what we'll do is export default, and we'll export default a function. So Firebase app dot auth dot, so these are the methods which we can use. So the one which we need for sign up is create user with email and password. So as you can see here, the first one should be the string and the second one should be the password, right? So here we will use email and password. We don't have it at the point, but we can get it as a parameter. So email and password should be D, and I'll have a D over here. And once this is done, I'll have to have a dot then, which will be a function, and this will say that first of all I'll have a console that user added to db, okay, and return true, or dot catch, this will be a function as well, and console log error, and I'll return error, okay, which is not bad. Okay, so we have the sign up functionality ready at this stage, and let's go ahead into our app component and check if this is working. So I'll remove all of this and I'll simply have a button just to verify that this thing is working. Button, sign up, and on click, sign up. We don't have this at the moment, but this is not this sign up, but on sign up, this is a function which we will be creating right now, and I can create it after the use effect. So const on sign up, and we'll remove this, and in this on sign up I will have email as, I'll have to call this sign up, so I'll import sign up, and it's gonna auto import, so sign up, and what I need to pass here is demo gmail.com, and password should be at least 6 characters, so I'll do something like password. Okay, this should work, and let's see that const result equals to sign up console log result. Okay, let's see. We are at this stage, and let me open the console. I forgot, I didn't see what was that. There was some error which I think I saw, but okay, that's fine. Let me sign up. First it's undefined, user added to database. Let's check if we have demo in authentication in the users. Great, so we have this demo, and demo at Gmail. Okay, just to be sure, let's do this in demo new. Let's see if this works, and this one I do the sign up. First is undefined, user added to database, refresh it. Great, so we are able to sign up, and let's check for the sign in. So we'll create the same kind of the thing for sign in, but we will have to use a different method. So the method should be sign in with email and password, and let's see how the inputs are supposed to be. Okay, so email and password is going to be the same thing, and here you will get user. So even in the sign up you get user at this point, so user, and if you do console.log user, or maybe you can do the, yeah, I guess it's UID, user.uid, you get the unique identification, which is this user UID. So which is great. You can use this particular UID and save it into the database, so it's really easy to find that particular user, and that's how it should be done. Okay, so when we are signing up, let's go to, where was it? Okay, sign up is right here, and we are going into sign in dot then user. I'll do this console log. I'm not sure what user dot something is. So it's going to be a really long object. So first of all, let's do this, and in the app, instead of sign in, I'll call sign up. So sign in. Okay, I can just name it. And okay, let's see what do we get. It should be okay. I'll do a little bit of change. User added, no, it should be user found and signed in. And if this is not the case, we should throw error, and this should be dot message, and user, this will be our custom message, user not signed in. Okay, so let's check this out, and the sign up is just the same, it doesn't matter, it's sign in reality. So user found and signed in, so this is the credential, and you get your UID here, user.user, so it's gonna be user.user.uid, and this is the UID. So 9s2, because we signed in with, which was it, we signed in with demo underscore new, so 9s2. So this is great. This is something what we expect, and this will be really helpful for us. Okay, so this is done, and we saw the sign in working, and the most important part will be about the on auth state. So we will be covering that in our next section, and we will be adding the post, and we'll do a bunch of stuff in the next section. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.